Tupac had died. Like what?
You're like, no way, man. Illuminati, all through your body, flows like a 12-gauge shotty.
Well, that happened. That album came out after he died.
Yeah, September 7th, 96.
Yep. See, I was right. 1996. The things that you're alive for, you remember really well. But then you like look in history books, you're like, how am I supposed to remember 1789 or whatever the fuck it is, you know? Because you weren't there for it. It didn't matter to you. The same thing's true for kids these days and like things like 9/11, you know?
Yeah.
Like it happened either when they were so young that they don't fucking remember or didn't understand at the time, so it didn't really mean anything to them, or before they were born. I mean, like how many kids these days are like 21 years old or whatever it is, you know, that were born post 9/11. Like all of them, actually, right? Like the ones that just turned 21 for sure.
Like the Challenger explosion. Like I was too young to remember it.
See, that's one I do remember because it was a big deal because of the there was a teacher. There was a teacher on board the shuttle.
Yeah.
And so all the teachers at my school were like, "Oh, it's a teacher on the show, and I'm a teacher, so it's like I'm on the." And then it blew up, and they were all so upset.
That's not funny, Honda.
I mean, it's kind of funny in retrospect.
That's like 9/11 when they made us all watch it live. They were like, "Oh, look, kids, the towers got attacked." We're like, "Oh no!" And then the second plane hit. They were like, "Oh fuck, turn that shit off."
See, I was already like I was 19-ish years old when I was already out of high school. I did 1 year of college and dropped out because I partied too much at that point, and I was like kind of figuring out my next move, like in between things. No kids, no wife, no nothing yet. And I was young.
Yep.
And
I was kicked out of school by that time.
Yeah. I don't know. I've come to realize like high school didn't mean anything. Like it honestly didn't mean shit. You can fuck off in high school and become a millionaire. You can be like the straight A student in high school and be a fucking bum. It doesn't have any bearing on your life. It doesn't have any bearing on your future. I mean, maybe a little bit. Maybe it's like a barometer of it of some kind. But like honestly, like I know kids that like one friend in particular dropped out of high school as a sophomore because he was just tired of it. Went and got his GED, right? And then before we were done with sophomore year of high school, he was taking college classes. He's got a degree in some kind of fucking engineering. I think it's mechanical engineering, which is fucking that's complicated, bro.
Really, that's crazy because here, like you couldn't take the you couldn't take the GED unless your graduating class had already graduated.
Yep.
Well, that's what he did. I don't know. What were you going to say, Duke? You're going to say something.
It would be beneficial for a person that wants to go to college to drop out sophomore year and like take the GED and then just go to college. Like, why are you fucking around with dumb high school shit? If that's your plan, hurry up and graduate and then go.
Especially if you're smart. Like, you know, school's not a place for really smart people because it's holding you back to the level of everyone else, right?
Yes.
Like it's not a very good place for very dumb people either. Like it's a great place if you're average intelligence, you know, you kind of like move along at the average speed of everyone else, and the speed that the stream's going is how fast you're swimming against it, and you know. But yeah, if like you're really smart, like high school's kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Which is why some of the kids that I knew that dropped out of high school, like I finished high school because I thought it was a big deal at the time, you know, all 4 years. But yeah, there was, I think I had I was dealing with shit though, like freshman and sophomore year, right? Like my mom was dying of cancer and my dad was being a piece of shit and my fucking brother was taking his shit out on me, and like things were not cool freshman or sophomore year. And she died sophomore year. And like that whole fucking year I was fucked up. And everyone was like, oh my God, Honda's gonna fucking be a bum, a homeless bum in the street doing drugs and stuff. And oh God. Because like that's what, you know, like that's what happens to kids that kind of trauma happens to at that age. And everyone was like holding their breath, waiting for me to fucking, you know, like go over the cliff's edge. And I was like, fuck you. Moved out on my own. Finished high school, went from a 1.7 GPA. I got a 4.0 and a 3.8 my junior and senior year, right? Like I forget what the cumulative average was, but by the time I left high school, I had a full ride academic scholarship to college, which I immediately fucked up. But
do you still keep in touch with your friends from high school?
a couple of them, yeah. There's some of them. I was friends with so many fucking people in high school that I wasn't really friends with many people. Like really, really good friends with many people is the problem.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a ton of people that like made the cut after high school, but there are a few. There's a few. None of them live in Colorado anymore, unfortunately. They all moved away. What are you gonna do?
Damn. Yeah.
Well, it's goddamn expensive here because people from your fucking state keep moving here, and from Florida, and from New
You're
York,
welcome.
and from California, and they're turning it
You're
into fucking
welcome.
like little Chicago, you know, like part of Denver. I don't even go to anymore because I'm afraid I'm gonna get shot. Brian H says I had a 1.2 GPA in high school, 3.8 in college, because I was interested in something I wanted to learn. See, and that's a huge difference too.
Mm-hmm.
Like high school, they're like, here's a bunch of bullshit we have to cram down your throat because that's what the federal government says that we should do to get our funding. And it's like,
Brian,
bro,
did you go to South Harmon Institute of Technology?
Right. Oh, that's great.
SHIT.
Yep. The shitheads.
That's like SIT. Wait, there's an H in there. But yeah, I mean, like, often in school also the other thing that happens if you are energetic and creative, they don't like the energy because school is, like it or not, man, they made it so that girls can do really well in school. They like teach to the way that girls learn because back in the 60s or whatever it was, they were like, well, girls learn different than boys and girls are being left behind. So if we change the curriculum to teach to girls how they learn, then the girls can catch up to the boys. And what's happened is, like, first of all, that never happened. The girls never caught up to the boys. Second, you're holding boys back. So you're not really helping girls you're helping girls off, obviously, but not as much as you think you are. And you're holding boys back, like the best boys, the ones that are like the fucking smartest and the most innovative and the most fucking creative to like not ever reach their full potential because you have to stifle them to make them sit in a chair and like do the thing that girls do, like the repetitive math fucking things until you fucking your brain falls out. Like that shit always pissed me off the most, man. Like I understand how to do the math problem. Can we move on to the next thing? Nope, you have to do it 99 more times. Why?
Yeah, I remember there was a study saying that girls do well in the classroom, but boys, like, their best is like in the field work, like teaching in the field, hands-on training.
I don't know,
I
man.
was like biological.
Best.
That's what they're saying.
The other thing is, what did they teach us? Or what did they not teach us specifically? How to do your taxes,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
How to
Balance
start a
checkbook.
business,
Yep.
how to improve your credit, how to, I don't know, like there's a bunch of things that are along those lines because they just want you to be another cog in the machine. They don't need a bunch of young entrepreneurs coming up thinking that they're going to fucking own the world. They need a bunch of workers to get in their place, and like that's my whole generation got skipped over because of that, dude. Like it went from like the boomers to like the fucking millennials now. Like the millennials are getting power. It just skipped us. Gen X never got shit.
That's
But
the
you know what?
biggest. Those are all the reasons why we homeschool my son, and
You know
we're in a
what?
homeschool group with other people, and we all control everything.
We
And
did
he
have
doesn't sit in a
oh,
classroom.
sorry.
That's the big thing, man. He's not sitting in a classroom 8 hours a day. He doesn't need to. He does all of his work at home with us. One day a week, we go to a community gathering, and we have a bunch of other homeschool kids that get together, and they all work together, and it's fun. But there's like no reason. He gets his work done in a couple hours with my wife, and he's able to get up and move or stand and do math or do English, or he's learning Latin, like all these things that we want him to learn that are important, but not controlled by the state. I'm not fucking sending my kid to the state for 8 hours of indoctrination. That's the last thing
Right.
I'm going to do these days.
And I will say, as a person who was, I didn't really have the option to do home. Like I don't have time to do homeschool. My ex doesn't have time to do homeschool. It just wasn't an option. So it was like public school or nothing, right?
Yeah.
And I have to spend sometimes an hour after the kids get home from school, just talking about what did we learn today, and like, hey, let's put that in context and deprogram you about this and tell you the truth behind that and tell you the thing that they didn't tell you about this part of history, like.
Yeah.
And they know more than all of their classmates about that stuff. It's like they're little conspiracy theorists walking through schools. It's funny.
You know what? What I would say is we did have a class like that in high school where talk about doing taxes and know how to get loans from a bank and stuff like that, but nobody took that class seriously.
Fair enough. We didn't have it when I was in school. It was not even an option for a class that you could take. So,
It's
I mean, I
called
think they
Career
mentioned it.
Aspirations class. I remember it.
They mentioned it during econ. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, credit's important, but they didn't really tell us anything about, well, you should do this and that, then this, then that. I think in college I learned a little bit about like an amortization schedule on a house, like on a home loan, and how to basically pay off a 30-year loan 10 years early by spending a little bit of extra money here and there. Like, it's pretty interesting how you can do things like that, little tricks that most people don't know. I mean, most people will diligently pay their mortgage bill every time it comes, the exact amount that it is, on time, and think that they're doing great. And the banks love that. That's how they make the most money. But if you give them a little bit extra every month, especially at the beginning, especially in that first couple 5 years, that puts you like a decade ahead by the end of it, just like $100 a month. That's all. It's weird because that $100 a month goes directly to the principal, not to the interest. And then the amount of interest that you get charged goes down because the principal's getting paid down faster than the amortization schedule would allow you to naturally by the way that they want you to do it. I'm sorry, it's very complicated, but I did go to school for this for a little while, if you can't tell. It's been a while since I went to school, but Anyway, this is Taco Tuesday with E Honda and friends, the gun chat, believe it or not. Where we talk about Second Amendment rights, Second Amendment news, things going on with new guns coming out. Like, what are you guys interested in? We're going to do some scenarios. We're going to talk about what's going on in Giza a little bit in reference to what it means for the argument for the Second Amendment here in the United States. Because I think that provided, let's start there. I think that provided the absolute best argument for the Second Amendment that I've ever seen in my entire life was Hamas going door to door, killing families, chopping children's heads off, burning families alive. Like, literally, there's videos of this shit. It's disgusting. We're not going to be looking at those. We're not going to go to a fucking Rumble to look at those. That's not what we're going to do here. Sorry. But, yeah, bro, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Like, the Hamas invasion of southern fuck me.
Surprised I ain't never seen any of those.
Israel, thank you.
I mean, surprisingly, I haven't seen any of those crazy videos. I thought those weren't shown. The only thing I saw was they shot a dog.
Oh, you have to go on Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter.
Really?
I guess people haven't been posting the headings and shit.
Right, it's in the trending section. Right.
Ukraine was enough. Ukraine was enough for us to have this conversation and to say, look, I'm not ever going to be unarmed. All right. But now we have a ton more video, a ton more evidence to say, no, I'm never going to be unarmed, because there are people who will come and who can come and try and kill you, rape you, take the women and the children, and unalive the whole lot of you. So, no, I'm never going to be unarmed. That's not an option. You're not
stay strapped or get clapped.
Yeah, and here's the thing. These people, they're I understand that there were many numbers that got in, but had every other household or every third or fourth household had a guy with a gun, this wouldn't have happened.
Not to the magnitude anyway.
This would never happen in America.
At least they would have took a few out before they got killed or something.
Right, but this would never happen in America because they would never get that far. They would be shot. There'd be a couple of dudes that would grab their guns. Okay, we're killing all these motherfuckers.
I would say, though, compared to what happened in Ukraine, though, this is a better example for Second Amendment. Because, in Ukraine, it was Russians coming in with, like tanks and armor and stuff, right? And like, yeah, you're like piddly Second Amendment gun that you have compared to a tank. I mean, there's ways to get around it, but like, it's not as good of an argument as like, hey, those dudes on parasails, these guys with AKs. Like, yeah, now you're at least equally armed to the people who were attacking you. You know?
Yeah, but not to, yeah, that's like them using new tactics like that because we've never seen, the enemy use tactics like that where they get on paragliders and just, parachute in and land in different, strategic points and then just create havoc.
I mean, especially if that threat is always looming right next to them compared to like, the Rush one. No, like wasn't gonna, nobody could foresaw that was gonna happen. As compared to the enemy that that's always there, that's border next to you.
The thing is,
Sorry,
if
I'm
they try to
drinking
shit in
soda.
America, you have so much of our infrastructure right now that is so vulnerable to attack, both physically and cyber.
Oh yeah,
I think that's the thing about America that people probably aren't understanding until it happens anyway, is how vulnerable we are in our infrastructure. You know, like
Oh yeah,
a couple of
that's
bridges, couple of transformer facilities, couple of fucking, like, I don't know, generators or whatever, like fucking power plants, and yeah, the whole country's kind of fucked.
yeah. I
It's
think
not
just
only
lucky
that-
that we're located so far away.
That's the point I was about to bring up. Even because if you look at our location, it's so fucking far and almost even
Right.
not worth it to come invade. The only thing you either going to attack is what from all the way up north or all the way down south.
They're
Or
already
invade
here.
It's like they already are.
2.2 million people came over the border last year. We
Yeah.
don't know who barely any of them are.
Yeah.
They're already fucking here.
I think we need to, keep an eye out in like major cities like the substations and, stuff like that could really cripple our infrastructure because I wouldn't put it past the ones that have already infiltrated us to go after that.
There
Well,
was
remember,
one
that's
thing
out of
about
our hands. So the only thing we can do is just like, stock up for stuff like for us personally.
You could, kind of patrol the area and make sure there's no, shit
But
going
you know what?
down.
Like, I don't know if we talked about this, but they have been talking about putting U.S. troops in Mexico because all the violence and the drug cartels going on. So that could be another front we'd be in.
Well, I mean, Biden's talking about building the wall again, right? Like he just bypassed 26 laws or something. Many of them put in place by his own fucking regime that are going to make it so that they can continue building the wall, in spite of the fact that, like, as a presupposition to becoming president, he was like, yeah, we're not going to build another inch of that fucking wall.
Abbott's been building the wall, from my understanding, night and day for a while now.
And no, I'm not holding a gun at all. This isn't a gun.
the
Funny thing, I
worst
talked
thing
to
with Biden's dumbass was that he actually sold off a shitload of material to build the wall.
Yeah,
It was like $400 million or something crazy like that. And now they're having to rebuy it all.
Yeah, they sold it for what, like $2 million?
Yeah, like $2-3 million bucks.
Daniel says they had to shut down Alexa AI today because she did her own research. If you ask her about the 2020 election, she said it was stolen with massive fraud.
Uh-huh.
Well, she's right. It was stolen with massive fraud. And you can say that on YouTube now. Isn't that amazing?
Really?
Yeah, a couple of months ago, you get a strike for saying that President Biden shouldn't be president because the election that got him to be president was absolutely 100% stolen and a fraudulent election, and our president should be Donald J. Trump.
Yep.
See,
And
funny
you
over
get
here
banned
when
off
all this
Twitter.
backpedaling. I'm like, is it like these people are that fucking cowardly? Like they be ready to, show the truth to citizens? Is just what?
But yet, up to 2016 to 2020, you could talk about how Russia stole the election as much as you wanted.
Oh, yeah, and then you'd get boosted for it. They'd be like, oh, like, look at this guy's a journalist.
Right.
They probably relaxed the restrictions on it because it's getting harder and harder and almost impossible for them to cover up the fact that they did, fuck around and stole the shit, because all the truth keeps coming out left and right. evidence and whatnot. So it's
Well,
hard
it's
for
funny.
them.
Like every conspiracy theory lately has just been confirmed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like,
When was the last time we were wrong about one?
I don't know, but I found this today. Hold on, let me find this real quick. Yankee Marshall would be fucking interested, I think. And this was filmed in Colorado. Oh, here we go. 18 seconds long. And I will say to you boys, if you were going to kill one of these, what caliber would you use? This is in Colorado, filmed from a train.
Fuck, we looking at?
Bigfoot.
It's a fucking Bigfoot, bro.
Where?
In the middle.
Here, let me back it up again.
Oh, that's a motherfucking Bigfoot. Damn.
308.
I was about to say that 308.
See, look, and he squats down and he looks just like all the bushes. He's just
Yeah.
another bush.
Well, why
He's
would
like
you kill it in
perfectly
the first place?
camouflaged.
The caliber I use is a tranquilizer dart, at least.
So you put them on display,
Right.
make some
You
money.
don't kill it just because it's there.
I think you got to kill it, dude. You got to kill one of them. I'm not saying like go genocide the fucking Bigfoot, the big feet, but you know, killing one of it and bringing it back to like the Smithsonian for posterity's sake. I think that's within the realm of reason. But yeah, what gun would you use? Mind you, you're at like these things, you're never gonna get close to them. Like I would assume that the closest shot that you're gonna get, like a clear shot at a fucking Sasquatch, is gonna be somewhere in the realm of like 1,000 yards. So keep that in mind too. You got 1,000-yard shot at Sam Squatch. Sam.
He kicked himself out. 308 or like 6'5" Creedmoor or something.
I mean, that's what happens when you talk about Bigfoot.
338.
And the chat ended. No, just kidding.
But yeah, like on the like, I don't know. I never believe a lot of those stories, but a lot of people say they have seen Bigfoot. Well, probably wasn't that far away, but like I said, a 308 or higher, anything that shoots long distance.
But here's the thing: if you kill one, what if they rise up like Planet of the Apes?
Bring it on.
Yeah, like all the other bushes stand up.
Fuck it, just take it out with a 50 BMG. Be done with it.
You like go to the train conductor, like step on it.
They
All
yell,
the
get his
Bigfoot
booty.
across the world stands up like all the Yetis. all the chupacabras and all that.
Dude, what is a
Skunk apes.
chupacabra? Like, is chupacabra real? Because I'm like, after seeing this video, I'm questioning whether fucking Bigfoot's real or not.
There was floating a
It's all
picture around of somebody found a dead chupacabra. Or they killed
Yeah.
one and they took a picture of it.
That's like Mexico coming out saying, "Oh, they found aliens and it looks like fucking ET."
What's the deal with that? I haven't heard any updates. Did they like do any tests and see if it's like real aliens, or has there
I
been
saw-
anything?
I saw something that they pulled some of this, some stuff like this a couple years ago, and it was proven to be false. So they're automatically saying it was fake.
I mean, apparently the scientist is a loose term that can be used to describe the person who brought this stuff forward, has been provably shown to have fraudulently brought the remains of aliens forward before, one of which contained a backwards like finger bone for part of, like they were there was like human bones and like weird animal bones mixed together, like fucking plastered together inside of this thing when they fucking x-rayed it.
Yeah.
So it was like obviously like put together to make it look like it was, but it wasn't. Emperor says
a live alien.
the Smithsonian will misplace the Bigfoot evidence just like the Nephilim bones. I wonder, like, okay, so there's what percentage of stuff do you think is on display at the Smithsonian? Like 5, 10 maybe?
If that.
Yeah, so like the lion's share, the vast majority of the things that the Smithsonian has is like tucked away in the basement in some box somewhere that someone pulls out like every now and again and looks at, right? Like it's not really like something that's Maybe that's not the best place to take it. But if you take it to like, I don't know, like the Sam Squanch fucking facility, like no one's gonna believe you. You got to take it somewhere reputable.
Right.
I mean, you want to shoot him till he looks like Harry and the Hendersons. Then you want to be his best friend because that guy looked awesome.
Is that how Harry? It's been so long since I've watched that movie. Did he shoot him at the beginning and they had to take him in and like let him heal? Is that what?
Yeah.
What the
He
story
hit him
was?
with the car.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Wow. Harry and the Hendersons.
That's old. That's a throwback right there.
Mhm.
That's old for me. That's like from my childhood. Like, what
Yeah,
year
I
did
mean-
that come out?
Yeah, that was older than
83.
me.
83, really?
I think it's early '80s.
Shit, that's the year I was born.
The
Oh,
part
also
that bothers
the
me is when he finds
1987.
he finds all the animal heads. I mean, that even as a hunter, that kind of messes with me. He gets real sad when he figures out John Lithgow's a hunter, and he's looking for the other half of the animals.
So it was like 5 or 6 when that came out. I just remember the part where they had to go through traffic and then he stuck his head out the window and went, ooh, to make the fucking people get out of the way. Smart Sam Squanch.
Wasn't there like a reboot in the 90s?
Probably.
I don't think so.
No.
I miss
I don't
Alf.
think so.
Alf was my favorite show.
Oh, I
Plus they
fucking
had-
loved Alf.
Like the cartoon Alf. I loved the cartoon Alf. I don't know why. Because like, I guess I do know why. Because they would go to the fucking Alf planet, and that was something that they would never do in Alf the show. Like it was just Alf living with his family or whatever. But the cartoon was like, oh, we're at the Alf planet with all the other Alfs. Like fuck yeah, dude, that was a good show.
There was a good series in the early 90s. I think it only lasted for like 1 or 2 seasons. It was called Capital Critters.
Eduardo says Alf was based. He totally was based. He was based before based was a thing. 500 Magnum says Yankee put out a video earlier today about news lying. Shocker, I know, but the bikers were harassing the wrong guy this time. Good on him. The
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
What are you talking about? I didn't watch the video. What was that about?
Where bikers came up to this truck, they were, I guess, fucking with them, harassing them, and the driver pointed a Glock right in his face.
Oh, I think actually now that you mention it, I have seen that video. And he just like turned around like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
But
He done fucked up.
well, but 5 minutes later, like the guy with the Glock continuing down the road gets pulled over at gunpoint, you know? Because that's what happens. Even, like, what do you think? Was that a legal display of a firearm?
Yeah, I heard he didn't get in trouble for it, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you got to call the cops. That's the game changer here. Is if somebody tries to break into your car, and you pull a gun, and they got like a crowbar in their hand, and they're bashing in trying to get you. You pull a gun out and they run. You got to call the cops because they could call the cops, and then these guys say, "Hey, I was walking. This guy in this blue truck pointed a gun at me, and you're the guy in the blue truck." So you really, it's in any weapon situation. If you pull your weapon, somebody trying to break in your house, you got to call and let them know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, like a he said, she said situation. So you got some, at least you got standable evidence to,
Yeah, because they're going to believe the
record.
first person that calls them, and it's going to be like, well, this is the person that called us, and they told us what was going on, so that's what we're going. That's the information we have to go on. Like that shit happened to me at my work one time. Like I was busy as fuck bartending, right? And this guy like starts slamming his fists on the bar and saying how like I should be helping him next, not the person I'm helping, and fuck you and blah blah blah, right? And I was like, bro, you keep cussing at me, I'm not gonna help you at all. And he's like, fuck you, blah 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 blah, fuck you. So I turned around, I picked up the radio, I get on the radio to call a manager. I'm like, hey, I got this guy at the bar, he's wearing a, and I turn around to see what color his shirt is, and he's gone. And I'm like, well, I'm too busy. I'm just gonna fucking, never mind, fucking keep working. Well, he goes to the front and tells managers like a whole story about what I did to him and this and that. And so I basically had to like talk them out of writing me up over the whole incident. after I get cussed at and yelled at while I'm busy as shit. It was like, God damn it, dude, that pissed me off so bad. But again, it's the first person that comes to the person of authority with the story. That's what they're going to go on. So yeah, you're right. Call the police instantly when that happens. Damn, I don't remember this. X Adam 1 says, do you remember that Alf had the worst Grimes season finale? He got caught by the government, and it's presumed that he was dissected and killed.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that.
That was that. There's a bunch of them in the early '90s, late '80s that had really bad season finales. Remember the dinosaur show?
Yep.
That had a
Yeah.
horrible ending too. They all died in a meteorite when the planet froze. They all died. It was horribly sad.
Shit, I'm muted. Not offenses. Are you going to show up a bunch of braced ARs now that you're not covered? Now that you're covered by that injunction? No. That's not what I'm doing at all. Pardon me. That was not a brace.
You say bless you with a sneeze. What do you say with the cough?
Shut the fuck up and cover your mouth.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's what. Maybe not the shut the fuck up part, but cover your mouth. I'd get yelled at whenever I coughed. Brian H says that guy ditched stolen loot in the back of my truck. Didn't bother calling the police. That's nice.
It must have slipped your mind.
Yep. People came to pick him up, and finally he was right there landing, and the feds show up and scare them off. Alf's last words were, "Come back, don't leave me." God, dude.
Dang.
That's basically how fucking not Alf, but E.T. went, except for the kid came and he did come back.
I love me some ET when he comes back alive. That's some good shit.
Ouch.
I mean, but when he does look like that Chex Mix, though, the puppy chow, when he died and he was in the water,
Yeah.
that scene kind of fucked me up a little bit.
It did.
Dude, the scene where the kid finds him in the first place scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. You know, like, because he's like in the cornfield or whatever it is. And
Yeah.
They start making that scream.
was it a cornfield? Is that why you're afraid of cornfields, Duke?
Yeah, that scene got me. You don't know about the ET? My cousins tied me up to a tree, left me out there in the dark, said the ET was going to come eat me. My uncle came and found me in the dark. It was fucking horrible.
I have thought
Childhood
that story was a
PTSD.
joke, but apparently that's a real story. Okay,
100% a real fucking story. My cousins were motherfuckers.
How old were you when they tied you up in a tree?
I was like 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, they must have been way older.
Yeah,
God damn, man.
It was.
Did you ever get them back for that? You ever do something fucked up to them, like as an
I
adult?
I could wrestle all of them and I bite their ear. I just take them to the ground now. Just let them know what's up. And I bite on their ear. And yeah, it's cool.
Bite on their
Got
nuts.
Mike Tyson
bite
on
on their dick.
Like I told you guys about Operation Operation Duck is what we called it, where we took that old turkey and left it in the dude's car.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I feel like that's like, no matter what it is, like that's pretty fucking good revenge for it. You know what I mean? Like finding a dead, rotten carcass in your fucking driver's seat.
Only thing is, the mission wasn't successful because y'all did the wrong car.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make sure you get the right car. That's kind of a thing. That's fucking hilarious. Have you seen the video on the tricked out Tommy gun in 22 LR, but a bit too pricey for a 22? No, I have not seen that. I know that there is a pretty cool full auto 22 LR Tommy gun looking thing that they've had for a long time. But I don't know what specific video you're talking about or whatever. X Adam 1 says, Duke touched them in the no square and they'll never bother you again. Show those bullies by molesting them. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, 2A news. You guys got any 2A coverage to go over today? Anything going on in your areas? I mean, here in Colorado, we've now got the 3-day waiting period, which they are fighting. There's an open lawsuit, but it's in the early stages of the lawsuit, so whether or not they're going to get rid of it, I think comes down to the Bruin decision, right?
Would you stop trying to fight it? Can you just come and be like us, please? It's 3
Hell
days.
no, bro.
Just be like us. Come on.
We want our cake and we want to eat it too. We want to have our like free weed and mushrooms and everything else that Colorado's known for, but we also want our goddamn gun rights.
Yeah, and you'll get it in 3 days.
I mean, that's how they get you though. First it's 3 days, then it's like 3 days, but we got to do extra shit. It's 3 days, extra shit, extra money. 3 days, extra shit, extra money, extra hoops. 3 days, extra money, extra shit, extra hoops. Can't have these, and it grows. It just grows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure you heard about ours. We got fucked over by the Ninth Circuit with the magazine thing. So they got to do another thing again.
Did you get a bunch of magazines during the free magazine like week or whatever it was or day? You remember that, right?
I never stopped getting magazines.
Well, I mean, there was that day or whatever it was, and it was like
that freaking week.
2018, I want to say, something like that, give or take.
Okay,
and,
realistically, I wasn't around when that happened. I mean, I wasn't, I got my mags. I got my Freedom mag. I'll say that.
Well, I know, like, back in the day when Magpul started out in Colorado, right? And when Colorado passed their 15-round magazine ban, they got out of Colorado. I forget where they went at, like Wyoming or something. They went somewhere else. Well, the last day before the magazine ban took an effect, Magpul went to downtown Denver with like a truck of fucking magazines and just gave out free magazines to everybody who wanted one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I fucking love Magpul as a company. They're badass.
Hell
No,
yeah.
I respect them. I mean, funny thing is, I'm going to be going to Vegas and Thanksgiving and going to get and buy some mags. Maybe other shit.
Dude, how badass would this be? Stephen Carroll dropped in 5. Thank you, sir. And says they were discussing an ET sequel that had ET species invading Earth. Like, what else would they be doing here?
Video with that, and somebody made like a deep fake with everybody's face on it and a bunch of ETs fucking people up. You should take a look at it.
Do they save Elliot at least because Elliot was nice?
Yes.
At least Elliot's okay. And Raw Feeding dropped in a couple of bucks to say, Pinus.
Pinus.
Well, Pinus to you, sir. And a good peen-gina as well. Raw Feeding also says, here's for 5 seconds after a few months away, and the first thing I hear is, by what? Molesting them? Oh. Yeah, it's true. We were talking about molesting. I forget what even the context was, but yes, molesting came up. That's true.
Not kids. I hope not.
Oh, it was Duke's cousins is what it was. So if Duke touches his cousins in the no-no square, they'll leave him alone. So by molesting the bullies, they will go away.
Yeah, just to clear that up.
Stephen Carroll says, anyone else have cops with incredibly bright lights? It's for safety, they say, but they're so bright it blinds you at night. Dude, I hate, like, if you have, like, those fucking halogen lights and you're fucking blaring them and, like, people keep flashing their lights on you because they think your brights are on and they're not, your lights are too fucking bright.
Mm-hmm. I used to see people in trucks and I got lights that bright. Like for me, I switched out my charger because the lights are not really that strong, so not that easy to see that well. in the dark, but I switch those out. But they're not like bright compared to like other people cars are.
Well, I mean, like, if your windshield is completely clean, like not a spot on it at all, inside or out, without streaks or anything, and someone with bright lights drives by you, it sucks a little bit, but it's not a big deal. But if you have like bugs on your windshield or like something on the inside, or it's like streaky or something, or there's like cracks in your windshield, and someone with bright lights drives by, like really bright lights, it makes it so you can't even see shit. Like, it's like dangerous. I guess the moral is keep your windshield clean, and if it has cracks, you should get a new one. I need a new windshield. All right, I'm admitting it here. I need a new fucking windshield. It started with like a little fucking chip, and I should have taken it to the chip shop for $20 or whatever, where they fucking fill it in, but I didn't. And then like winter in Colorado happened, and it fucking grew, and I thought it was done growing, and then it happened again, and now it's like fucking, it's bad. It looks bad. I don't like it. But a RAV4 fucking windshield's like $500 installed.
Jesus, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one for cheap. I think you can get them for maybe like, I don't know, $350 or something. But
have you not tried going to like a junkyard or scrapyard or something, see if they have one, like a wreck yard?
Have you ever tried to take a windshield out of a fucking car? Because I don't know how to do it.
And mind you, you still need somebody to do it.
Right, but then, okay, now I got to take it out of my... I don't know, man. No, I'm not going to do that. And no, I haven't looked into it. And no, I'm not going to do it. And no. No is the answer. No to everything.
Well, you can find one like that and call like SafeLight or something and have them come in and install it.
I already said no.
Jesus, man. Stubborn outfit, I swear.
They call that War of the Worlds. I didn't... Dude, the War of the Worlds movie with what's his name? Fucking the short dude.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the short dude. That movie sucked. I'm sorry, it was a bad movie.
It was a lot of running
I still had enjoyed
the
that
whole
movie.
time.
It was fun, but it wasn't great. I mean, it had its moments, but
the horns in it are scary of the tripods.
Yeah, that's the one good thing about that movie is like that scene where the fucking alien creatures are coming in and the horn sounds. You're like, oh god, like that. Yes, that part was good. Do you think that shit's real? Oh, good.
It was good to watch it in the theater when that music was going on.
yeah.
Yeah, on that sound system of the movie theater. Oh yeah, no.
But those aliens didn't scare you, Duke?
Well, fuck them alien-looking robot tentacle motherfuckers. I ain't scared of that. I'm scared of the fucking beings.
Yeah, you need to finish that movie that we did a watch party on last week. See those aliens.
Sorry, Duke.
That kind of scared me. I wasn't prepared for that.
That scares the shit out of me.
Duke has to go change his drawers real quick.
Calhoun says, cop pulled me over one time because I kept pulling over and letting him get in front of me because his bright ass lights made it hard to see. He wanted to argue with me. At least he didn't have anything to give me a ticket for. Yeah, but I bet he looked for it, didn't he? Pulled you over, tried to smell in your car, see if you could smell like alcohol or marijuana or anything like that. Checked your license, checked your registration, checked your insurance, made sure everything was good there. Looked at every tail light, every head, everything, dude. You know he fucking did.
Do y'all have in y'all state, like, if the cop checks your tire pressure and it's below what it should be, they can arrest you?
Not arrest you, but there is a
well, we had that in Illinois.
it's a 2-point ticket, like defective vehicle, I think is what you get in Colorado. And it's usually when your tire tread gets too low. So they've got this little like measuring tool that they stick into your tread, and if it doesn't go in far enough, you don't have enough tread, and they can give you a ticket.
I've never heard of that thing. Didn't know that was a thing actually. So
Yeah, actually, if you look at your tires, there's a like in the grooves of your tire,
oh yeah,
there's
yeah.
a little tab here and there that you can see that goes across.
Mm-hmm.
And once the outer part, the wear gets down to that tab, you're supposed to change your tire.
Oh yeah, I know. I used to do that for a
I
living.
love that. You're poor. You can't afford tires. Fuck you. Get a ticket.
Yeah, it's
Right,
such
right.
bullshit. They could actually
That's
go
the same
fight
thing they
real
always do.
crime.
Like, oh man, like if you're behind on rent, this is the worst thing, man. You're like, okay, I'm like struggling to keep up with rent. I paid a little bit late. They charged me extra money. I paid a little bit later this month. By the time I went to go pay, and this happened to me once. By the time I go to pay, when I finally have enough money to catch up with their late fees and shit, they're like, "Oh, it's too late. We already sent it off to a lawyer. The lawyer fee added on to it is another $1,000. So if you want to pay your rent and keep up with," and I'm like, "That's next month's rent. Like, if I do that, then, you know, like, what do I do if I don't have that money? Like, well, we'll have a 3-day eviction notice on your door tomorrow." I didn't even know it could go that quick.
Right. I thought police supposed to be like 90 days.
Yeah, they're supposed to give you like
Yeah,
30
no,
days.
at least 30
They
days in
gave
most
me
cases.
3 days to get out.
That's bullshit. That doesn't seem legal.
I don't think it's legal either, but that's what they did.
Yeah, it's highly unconstitutional.
You can look. There's some grimy people that look up all kinds of laws and will play every single game. And that's all they do is they go from place to place. They get
Yeah,
in
30 days. And then 90.
and they there's all kinds of games you can play to get even.
Yeah,
longer.
I was actually looking into this. Like, one thing you do is, so you pay the deposit, you pay the first month's rent, you get into the place, you go to a lawyer, you file for bankruptcy, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like they can't evict you while you're in the process of a bankruptcy, whether you're paying them or not. So then the person just doesn't pay rent, and then they string out the bankruptcy. So like after like the first court date, they ask for a continuance, and then they ask for another continuance, and then when they can't ask for continuances or they don't have another excuse of why to delay it anymore, they cancel the fucking the bankruptcy, right? So you just cancel it, and the court's like, okay, never mind, cool, go on with life. And then you move out of the place and get into a new one at that point. And
Do it all over again.
yeah, do it all over again. And 3 years later at that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's bullshit. I've actually seen videos where people have been doing that, and where I saw one where a guy was living in his van because he had nowhere else to live, and then the people in his house that he was renting to, there was like a basement room that was a bedroom, and they were fucking on Airbnb renting that motherfucker out for like $2,000 to $4,000 a month, depending on the time of the year. So they're making money while stealing from him, and he still has to pay the utilities. It was bullshit, man. I don't see how
Like, I feel bad when it's like an individual like that, but if you're fucking over like one of these giant corporations that just owns a fuck ton of apartment complexes and stuff, it's like, oh, one tenant's not paying us. Like, fuck you. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for them because that's the kind of company that did the shit to me where they gave me a 3-day notice and I had to get out and be homeless for six weeks or whatever it was. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I had a job the whole time too. It's not like I didn't have a job. It just wasn't making enough money, you know?
And that's just going to get worse now with all this other bullshit going on in the war. Fucking everything's going to skyrocket, you know. We don't know how bad. Gas is fixing to go up.
Yep.
Goddamn muted button. Raw Feeding says the Fire in the Sky movie was nothing like Dude's abduction story, even though it's based on it.
Next statement. We don't even need to talk about that movie.
I've
We
never
don't need to talk about the movie at all. Just keep
I've
going.
never heard. Okay, so I thought that like because it was based on his fucking real life, actually got abducted. Friends saw him get abducted. Police did an investigation, couldn't find him, and what was it, like a month later he shows up naked in the woods, covered in fucking like alien goo.
Something
And
like that.
And they all took a polygraph
yeah,
test,
yep.
and they.
And then he told this story, and they were like, "Holy shit!" And they made a movie out of it. And I thought that was like a play-by-play of like what he said happened on the ship, anyway. Because like there's that scene where they put like the nice sheet over him, right? It's like a nice oh, you guys you're being nice to me, and then this like mist comes down on the sheet, and then it just turns into like a fucking stretched rubber fucking like restraint device, and he can't move and he can't breathe, and they cut a hole so his mouth can breathe, and he's freaking out. Yeah, Duke, you got to watch that movie.
Yeah, my dad showed that movie to me when I was like 9. After the ET thing, after the therapy, he was like, "Yo, we're gonna watch this movie." Because my mom would go on these like excursions to her sister's house for like a weekend, and so it would be like no holds bar, get as many movies as I wanted, and like a video game with my dad.
Guys,
Friday night, and then I would get to get a couple movies, but then he got to pick a movie. You know what I mean? And it would be like Dad's movie, and he picked that scary shit, and I never got over that, man.
Wait, now I'm kind of curious. The what age did when you saw Alien or Aliens?
That was like 11 or 12, probably 11 or 12 when you see that, and I was getting into like, okay, well, this is cool because the fucking Space Marines are shooting the aliens. Nope, we don't need to see any of this. Turn this shit off. Nope. No, I don't want it. I don't want to see his face. Damn it.
That looks like Groot.
Yeah, that's like Groot.
And I don't want to see that face before I got to go to bed. I got to put my CPAP machine on. No,
Look, it's
man.
smiling right there.
See, this is that's me right there. Thinking, look at that. That's me right now looking at this. That's my face. That's live footage.
Jump on him.
No, don't. Oh man.
See, that's the blanket that they put on him, and the mist comes down, and it turns into. Yep, that's exactly what I was. I just wanted to show you that, dude.
Oh gosh.
No, keep going. We want to see more.
No. No.
So what, they didn't ain't no program or nothing?
No.
Sorry, Duke. I'll stop.
Oh gosh. I gotta go to bed soon. I gotta think about that.
Dr. Prepper says, check with your insurance. I had a rock from a dump truck crack my glass, and my insurance said no problem, replaced it, didn't make anything go up, and the stuff to set up for. I mean, I'll look into it. I just don't want to have to, like, if it's like, I don't know, the last time I had an insurance claim, it was $500, right? Because every time you have an insurance claim, it's $500 fucking bucks, and then they pay for whatever it is, which is nice because obviously if you're going to pay $500, whatever it is that you're getting fixed is going to be more than that, so you're saving money by doing it. But yeah, then they fuck you on the next month. Insurance goes up. Like, they get their money. They know they do. I went like 20 years without having a fucking claim, though. Like, those motherfuckers should have just paid for it and never even fucking said a word to me. $500 Magnum says, I know you're a Canic guy, but do you have any experience with the SARS? No, I do not. I don't. That's the other cheap version of a.
First, Bigfoot, now the aliens.
Glock version of a full-size handgun. Fuck me. God damn it. Sorry. Calhoun says, apparently cops are starting to hang out around hospitals, pulling over, talking to people at the emergency room. My uncle got a DUI last week doing that. Huh. Okay. He should have just called an ambulance. So wait, he was like drunk and had to go to the hospital, so he fucking just hopped in the car, and then they were like, oh, you're drunk, so you get a fuck. Okay. Wow.
Or he was probably drunk. He had to deliver somebody to the hospital.
Communion abduction scene with Christopher Walken. What is that? Hold on. Let me look this up.
I've seen that.
All right.
Let's see. I'm intrigued.
See, yeah.
I say Walken getting freaky with alien.
Hold on.
Xanatos hiding out in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, you could join Xanatos. I don't know.
Afraid to come in.
Epic Saberwolf was hiding out in the chat too.
Yeah. I guess the aliens are scaring him off. At least Duke's hanging in there. He's the
I
most
think
terrified.
Saberwolf hiding when his comment is on the screen. I'm an idiot.
I mean, this is Halloween month.
I'm looking for the abduction scene. I can't find it. Hold on.
Duke, is this the time of year you kind of stay inside with all the
Just say
Halloween
Christopher
costumes
Walken
and
alien.
shit?
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, Saberwolf is sick and coughing. He say, "Excuses."
Yeah. Bleed a vagina.
But I got to go out though. We got their Halloween costumes picked out for the family, so.
Heck yeah.
I get to be
look who showed up. Mr.
I
Bleed
get
a
to be
vagina.
Luigi.
You're Luigi?
Yeah, my son's Mario. My wife gets to be Toad, and my daughter gets to be
Yoshi?
Princess Peach.
Oh.
My son got to pick out everybody's costume, and my good wife went along with it, so she gets to be Toad. I can't wait to see it.
That's
I don't know if
awesome.
I've ever seen this movie before.
That's awesome. Hopefully you'll send us pictures because that's gonna be great.
I saw like a video on Instagram where one guy made like his whole house like the little Bowser thing and stuff, and had the those what are they called, like those spike rocks that go up and down.
Yeah.
And they were moving to the front. Yeah, it was nice looking.
Really?
And
That's
he had the shy
badass.
guys in the yard, in the front yard.
I'd love to see that. Fuck yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yep, I'm not finding it. Whatever. I give up. Calhoun says, just seems like a crappy thing to do, pull people over and try to pull them to the hospital. Yeah, I agree.
So what if
Dr.
the dude
Pepper-
wasn't drunk and he was actually having like a diabetic emergency? There's been cops that have arrested people because of that, because when someone's in a diabetic emergency, their odor from their mouth is kind of fruity and can be mistaken for alcohol, but they're not drunk. They're in distress, but yet they get hemmed up. I seen one cop just beat the shit out of somebody because he was in a diabetic emergency.
Hey Corey, didn't you send me a video on Discord?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Dr. Prepper says, it wasn't a claim for me. It was something they have set up when the rocks hit windows from big trucks. Helps to curse during the call from what I've experienced. I mean, if I'm ever talking to someone on the phone and they're not giving me what I want, I'm cursing. That's what I do on the phone. I'm sorry. Sorry if you've ever worked in a call center and you've dealt with me and things didn't go exactly how I wanted to, because I made your day horrible.
Oh, that
every
is
time.
Badass. You ought to look at that video Shot Red dropped into the back chat.
Yeah, I sent it.
That's fucking cool.
Oh, mind you, he's gonna play that you know what song.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. I had it muted.
Yeah, it's the Peaches song.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Millions of peaches. Peaches for me.
I could eat
millions of
for
peaches.
hours.
Peaches for free.
Peach.
What,
I could
this
eat
video?
for hours.
Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo-doo. Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo-doo.
He did pretty good on the Bowser thing.
Yeah, he did.
That is fucking Bowser's Castle, man. That's nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's fucking cool.
I wonder how much time and money was put into that, because that's fucking great, man. Or however it sounds when he goes into the tunnel.
500 Magnum says, what was your first rifle? Mine was a Savage Model 64. Well, I had a 12 gauge shotgun. Maverick 88 was my first gun. I had that for a really long time. And then one day I bought a like on a whim, I finally like had a job that paid me some money. So I like had extra money. and I bought a fucking crossbow because I was watching Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought it was like the same site that I bought the crossbow from sold guns too. And I was like, well, guns are expensive, so I don't want to like spend a bunch of money, but let me I like 45. So let me find something in 40. What's the cheapest gun in 45? Answer, boys, what's the cheapest gun in 45?
High point.
So I bought a fucking high point for like $110 or whatever it was.
Yep.
Because I had no idea you could buy 100 and I got this thing and I'm like, dude, this thing's gonna be a piece of fucking shit. There's no way this thing's gonna work. And I took it to the gun range and it was like cap. Like what the fuck? Oh my god! So I got me back into guns. And then the first rifle that I bought was shortly after that because I didn't realize either that you could actually buy an AK. I thought that was like just something you know, like TV gun or something.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you can buy one of these? So I went and bought an AK. This was like, I want to say 2012, 2011, 2011. Because it was before Columbine happened. And the price of everything shot the fuck up.
You mean Sandy Hook?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sandy Hook.
I knew what you meant. I wanted to clarify.
My first rifle was when I don't remember how old I was. I was a wee little lad. But I got a Marlin 22. I don't remember the model, but it had a wood stock but a stainless steel barrel. I love that damn thing. And then I got my dad gave me that it was a Enfield converted to a 410 shotgun. I think the first one I bought myself was either an AR or an AK. I don't remember.
First gun was a Smith & Wesson SD40 VE.
Rifle, sir. What was your first rifle?
AR-15 from Palmetto State Armory.
Not a bad choice. How much did you pay for it?
Like $350.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I built a lower though myself, so
That's the way to go,
parts.
bro.
The cheap way, you know.
I remember for a little while there was parts kits that you could buy for $200. So if you had a lower, it was a $200 gun.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I think the upper was a blem. It was like 160. It didn't have a bolt carrier group. I got a bolt carrier group from a friend for like $25. And bam, there you go.
That's how I got mine, because I bought my lower and upper PSA AR separate, and out the door both together I want to say was no more than $400, and then the upper was a blem, but it had the Magpul MOE foreign and stock and grip, so it was just a bit more, but still.
So beside hunting shotguns, which were like handed down or, given to me, I bought a Wasser 10 in 2000.
Yeah,
that was my first rifle.
Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Okay, you better.
Oh, sorry?
I'm just saying, that's a rule. Like, the first rifle that you buy, you're supposed to keep forever, right?
Yeah, I had that and bought that on leave when I was still in the Marines and kept it at my parents' house. And then at the same time, the next 2 days later, I bought a 45, 1911. First pistol.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, my first pistol was the fucking High Point. I still have it.
I remember the first AR that I built was after Sandy Hook. So, like, the prices of everything were crazy. And so I didn't want to spend that much on it. So I kind of waited till the prices came down a little bit, and then I pieced it together. And I think I spent like $550 on it, which for that time was like an amazing price because everyone else's like fucking post Sandy Hook rifle was like $1,200, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that you couldn't even find an AR lower than $2,000 at the gun show. Every AR I saw was like 15 to, and most of them were like $2,000 at that time. That was crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, that really put the fear, because, like, think about it. Like, how many kids were dead at a school, like a grade school, like an elementary school? You know, like that shit had never fucking happened before.
Yeah.
It's always been a high school. It's always been some like middle school, maybe, you know, but never a grade school. Never completely innocent kids like that. And it was like, well, no matter what they do after this, they're going to be justified. They're going to get away with it. Whatever gun law they want to pass, whatever measure they want to take, whatever three-letter organization they want to create, they're going to be justified, and people are going to go along with it. Sorry, my voice is fucked up today.
Hitting puberty again.
500 Magnum says, my first shotgun and pistol was a single-shot Harrington and Richards 12-gauge and Heritage Rough Rider.
Nice.
Heritage Rough Rider. I guess technically my first gun, though, was the Maverick 88 12-gauge with the full-size barrel, or what was it, 28 or 32-inch barrel or something like that. Ridiculous fucking long barrel with the full choke. And I mean, it was a great gun for shooting clays. Not that great for, like, home defense.
Yeah. My first shotgun was a Mossberg 835 Ducks Unlimited guide gun. That I got basically, I got it for free because I got it from my dad, but his brother got high on meth and broke the fore-end because he was taking it apart, lost the safety pieces, stripped the bluing off the entire gun for some stupid-ass reason, and took it apart. My dad got it in pieces and, put it back together, but then I just got it from him, and I had to re-blue it and everything, and, yeah, it was fucking horrible condition when I got it. I still have it, though. Shoots great.
Does it still have the meth in it?
No. That was gone long before I ever got a hold of it.
Lawfully Armed says, with Israel and Hamas news that isn't talking about Hunter of Hawaii or Ukraine anymore. Oh, yeah. So they're not talking about Hunter. They're not talking about the fires in Hawaii and all those people who lost their houses and they're going to fucking be bought up and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't give a fuck about Ukraine to begin with. And honestly, dude, like I'll say this about the whole Palestine-Israel thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Israel has plenty of fucking money. They've got plenty of fucking troops. They've got plenty of fucking tanks and bombs and rockets and guns and everything else that they could possibly need. They've got plenty of ability to make more. They've got facilities that produce weapons and ammunition. They've got everything that they need. They don't need us for anything. They don't need our support. They don't need our money. They don't need, I mean, maybe some humanitarian aid. Like, here's some fucking, like, food and medicine and shit. But, like, as far as military or material support for a military fucking campaign, they don't need anything from us at all. And we shouldn't be giving them anything.
I agree. We shouldn't be sending any more money fucking across the pond ever. How much money have we sent Ukraine total? Does anyone know?
100 and I don't know how many billion. Over 100 billion. It's like 150.
Jesus Christ, that's such bullshit. Imagine how much all that money, much good it could do if we kept it in America and actually put it towards bettering
Nothing.
Yeah, it would
it's going to go in their pockets.
It would pay for one more year of illegal immigration, Corey.
I'm saying if they did the right thing with it, not fucking line their pockets or do that bullshit. I'm talking about if it actually went to us.
It's not even just the money either. It's the fact that we sent over a shitload of military equipment over there to Ukraine, a lot of which we actually can't reproduce right now in America because it's all single-use shit.
Yeah. Just like all that shit we left in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Afghana place.
I don't know, man. We're doing some pretty shitty things in the world.
Yep, a red dawn coming to a
And our
town near
country's ignoring its own people's fucking suffering. It's
Yeah.
ignoring the fact that grocery prices have doubled in the last year. It's ignoring the fact that rent prices have gone up like 50% in the last 2 years. It's ignoring the fact that I don't know, man, like things are just not going well, and they're trying to gloss it over and pretend like everything's fucking going great, and look at Bidenomics and how it's working for everybody, and it's like, okay, you can say that, but reality doesn't match what the words coming out of your mouth, and the more people that reality doesn't match for, the more people are pissed off when it comes time to vote, and you're not going to be in office anymore. And that's another thing is they're not going to have Biden run, I don't think. Especially if all the polls are saying that he's going to lose. They're not going to put a loser forward knowing that he's going to lose. They're going to put someone else in. I think something's going to happen between now and a year from now, and they're going to have a different front runner for the Democrat Party. And fucking Kennedy's going to be pissed because it's supposed to be him, but he's running as an independent now. So
I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to run big dick swinging Michael.
That's already going to be the bait and switch at some
Big
point.
Mike.
The question
try
is
to
who's going to be the VP.
Or they try to suspend the elections for some reason.
Yeah, that I don't think we're gonna make it to the election personally.
or they'll just like cheat on the election thing. So like what I think that the other thing that they could do, right, is use lawfare to go after Trump to keep him off ballots in different states, key states, that make it so that if he can't win those states, he's not going to win, period.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to make it so that he can't win by default. And then say that it's not cheating, and say that it's not fucking fraud, and say that they're following the law, and they're just, you know, the letter of the law. No one's above the law, right?
Haven't they already tried that and already failed in some states to bar him from being on the ballot?
They have, and it's only because there's good people still in office. Frank LaRose, who I do not like in the state of Ohio because he's running for U.S. Senate right now, but he's current Secretary of State. He actually, a bunch of Democrats are trying to get him to kick Trump off the ballot here, and he's like, fuck you, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel says only a couple of weeks left until to switch the nominee. Why?
Ow.
Someone dropped their microphone? Someone dropped their phone.
Yeah.
Why though? Like, why is there only a couple of weeks left to switch the nominee? And do you think that if there's like a reason to do it later, that they won't just do it in spite of the fact that it would be against whatever rule it is that you're talking about? Like, they absolutely would. So
I think it has to do with like primary stuff.
Okay, what does that mean?
Because there's different primaries obviously in every single state, and it's whenever the first state starts their primary. I think it's like 90 days before that is the last time you can actually have your nominee already selected or whatever for that particular party.
Okay, Daniel says some states have deadlines on when nominee has to be submitted on the ballot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. But again, you don't think that if there was some reason that they would come up with to be like, hey, I know we were supposed to have dude on the ballot by this date, but like things change, so this dude's on the ballot now. Fuck your fucking laws. Because they certainly did that when it came to 2020 and the election laws, right? Like, how many states broke their own state election laws to get fucking mail-in ballots done during COVID?
Far too many.
I mean, that alone makes the whole election invalid, and it, like, really, honestly, they should have just done a fucking a redo, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, you can't go back in time, I guess.
Unfortunately not.
Emperor says, American socialist revolt will happen before the next election. Dude, this next year is going to be crazy, dog. It's going to be crazy because people are fucking... People are hurting right now financially. Job market's not doing as good as it was. Presidential election year on top of everything we've got war in Ukraine, war in Israel, potential war over fucking... China and whatever the fuck that island is. God damn it, I'm tired.
Taiwan.
Thank you. The goddamn island. Say island, Corey.
Island.
See, I knew you said it like that.
Oh.
Island. Island.
Always gotta fuck with me about how I pronounce shit.
Well, it's island.
Island.
See, you don't say it right. That's why I'm fucking with you.
Island. I don't care. I find it, amusing. It doesn't bother me.
Calhoun says if we stop giving the terrorists money and Israel money, Israel would be way better off. We wouldn't need to support them, and if we stopped giving support to the bad guys. Well, I mean, it seems to me probably the overwhelming majority of the material that they're using right now to like protect themselves in like these Islamic countries from Israel and to invade Israel were U.S. fucking material, like U.S. guns and like armor and whatever else we had that we left behind, And I think that's why we left it behind. Honestly, like this was like a 3D chess play,
Maybe.
Be more like 5D chess because you can only make one move that could do like 10 moves.
Brian Dunlap, who looks like Alex Jones, says, 3 bad guys are kicking your door right now. What do you have in reach to defend in 5 seconds or less? AR-15 pistol, shotgun. Is it loaded? Well, right now, right here, let me turn on my camera. I got this guy, 6-shot 38 special, and yes, she's loaded, ready to go. What else do I got right here? Oh, I got this guy, 9mm pistol caliber carbine with the fun switch.
Nice.
And yes, she's loaded with 35 rounds, by the way. What else do I have right here? I guess that's enough. Oh, I got this thing. This will save me for sure.
That's all you need right there is just that.
Yeah.
You'll be good to go. You'll give them tetanus.
I probably have tetanus because I just picked it up. What do you guys have in reach right now? There's a knock at your door. 3 seconds. Bad guys, go.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest right now. All my guns are locked up.
Oh, you're
I have nothing that reach right now.
Oh, I also forgot. It's in my pocket, so it's not sitting around me. And it's so light, I forgot it was there.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what,
I got
because
my Glock 20
but you know what,
12 gauge monster.
It's because I had a doctor's appointment today, so you can't bring your guns inside the hospital.
That's such bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
What, do they have a metal detector?
No.
How would they know?
They wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
I mean, it's not illegal until they ask you to leave and you say no, right?
Exactly.
There's not like a law about it. It's just their policy, right?
But it is private.
No, it's a law in Chicago.
Goddamn communism. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You need to come to a free state, brother.
Yeah.
Do you at least have like some bomb ass food around you or something that makes Chicago worth it? Like, what's so great about Chicago?
Oh, that's all right. Chicago is all about the food. So people come here.
Yeah, you
And
got
the
your
buildings,
your Italian sliced beef sandwiches and shit.
Yeah, the pizza, the beef, the Polishes.
Yeah, but you put it on a scale, like a scale of justice. All the good food versus all the crime and the unconstitutional laws. Kind of think it's not very balanced to stay. It's not worth it.
Before 2020, it was great. You go downtown, you go to the north side. It was a great place to be.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that, but I mean, it's gone to hell in a handbasket, which I could say that about anywhere in fucking America right now.
Yeah, we're getting to Portillo's in Denver though. I'm pretty excited about that.
What?
It's not about Portillo's. You know what? You're not. To me, it's overrated.
What is that?
They famous for the Italian beefs. They have burgers and stuff.
Yeah, they got
that.
like glizzies and fucking brats and all kinds of like they're known for their dogs and their fucking Italian beef sandwiches.
The fuck's a glizzy?
Yeah, what the fuck is a glizzy?
That's a hot dog.
You never heard of a glizzy?
No.
Yeah.
I thought for sure you'd be down with that lingo with all your fucking biddles and bullshit.
No,
Fucking
I've never
glizzy?
heard of glizzy.
You never heard? Okay, it's just it's a hot dog. That's a glizzy.
Well, see, I don't pay attention to hot dogs anyway, since I'm deathly allergic to them. So I don't. Yeah,
What happens if you eat a hot dog?
I go into anaphylactic shock.
Jesus.
My throat starts swelling shut. I get violently ill to where my guts are down there on the outside because I'm throwing up so hard.
Can you taste hot dog and like if I was to like I don't know, like make a meatloaf and sneak some hot dog into it and feed it to you, would you know it was in there?
No, I don't even know what a hot dog tastes like because it's been decades since I've had one.
What about brats? Can you have a brat?
With brats and like sausages, I can have like small quantities before it'll start fucking with me too.
What the fuck, dude? What is it about the hot dog?
I don't know. I've been meaning to go to my doctor and do, have them run tests to figure out what it is I'm allergic to. But yeah, like Polish sausage, the Eckerd sausage you can buy at Walmart, I can have maybe a half a link, a quarter of a link. And then if I start eating more, I'll start getting nauseous and everything.
Wait,
But
that was fake?
A hot dog, I'll instantly start getting sick after, about 10, 20 minutes when it starts, working into my system. And then my throat will start itching and I'll start violently throwing up and my throat will start trying to close. It's not good. So if you want to kill me, I guess that would be an easy way to do it because I don't even know what one tastes like. I'd be like, this shit's so fucking good. What is it? It's a hot dog. Well, motherfucker, I'm dead. Right on my chin. Death by fucking hot dog.
We'll go to a glizzy eating contest and not tell you what it is. Just be like, they're glizzies, Corey. It's fine.
I didn't know you wanted me dead so badly.
I'm just kidding, dude.
I thought you loved me, bro. I mean, come on, man. Shit.
Now I feel bad. I was joking.
You know what? I'm not a big Chicago dog fan at that. Anyway.
Well, I think I've asked you this before, and you didn't know what the origin of the Chicago dog was, right?
Right.
So the origin of the Chicago dog was during the Great Depression, and everybody in Chicago was like fucking working their ass off for not enough money and couldn't get enough food, and so they'd go to lunch and they'd get these like nickel hot dogs at the hot dog stand, and there would be a hot dog and a bun, and then there would be like a table of condiments of everything that you could put on the hot dog. And people would load their hot dog up with everything that you could put on the hot dog because the more stuff on it means the more calories you're getting for 5 cents. So that was the birth of the Chicago dog, was people fucking hungry and putting like the free fucking condiments on their dog until there was no more condiments.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think it was because, hey, this is good. I think it's because, like, hey, this is free to add on to it, and we're starving. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel says, clip that he said he can take half the length before he starts getting nauseous. Little Jesus says, the best thing about Colorado has to be the land, right? I love the wilderness. I like camping and hiking. I'd love to move there just for that alone. Bigfoot is a bonus. I mean, Colorado, like, outside of Denver, is the exact same it always was. I mean, maybe Colorado Springs, you could argue, is, like, changed to some extent, too. And I guess if you look at the mountain towns, they used to be more like mountain people, and now it's more like hipstery. So things have changed to some extent. But, like, if you get outside of Denver, like, the mountains are the mountains, nature's nature. Fucking the trees don't care about your fucking politics,
I'm imagining Honda just like the Taliban. If a Red Dawn situation happened, just be up in the mountains
Right.
with his rifle, right, and some flip flops.
Yeah, right. And chonkless, good pair of chonkless.
Yeah.
I mean, the uniform of Colorado is like running shoes, shorts, and a fucking hoodie.
And an unshaven beard.
Echo.
I don't like the sound of my own voice. Oh, damn it.
I don't either.
Me either. Nope.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know what you're doing there, Shot Red.
Is it me?
It's
Is
totally
Yes.
you.
me?
It's totally
Yes.
Is it me? Is that you, John Wayne?
Yeah, it's not me.
So I saw this and I thought it was funny. Like, free Palestine. And then they look at each other, and then she's in love, and they run off, and then...
Oh, no.
I know, I love it.
Hello. Should be better.
Echo.
I heard that tapping on the phone.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good now. Whatever that was, you
Yeah,
fixed
it's
it.
gone.
Probably was the feds.
Yep. The glowies.
See, it's stuff like this. Okay, so like when you're talking about Palestine versus Israel, and there's dead kids on both sides, and like there's more dead kids on the Palestinian side because why? Why is there more dead kids on the Palestinian side? Well, it turns out the places that they shoot their rockets from, they put them on top of schools and apartment buildings and fucking mosques for that reason, so that when you know, like, if you're shooting at me and I shoot back and you're hiding behind a kid and I wing the kid, whose fault is it? I say it's your fault. Because you're shooting at me using the kid for cover.
It's cowardice.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fucking pussies.
And then as soon as the kid gets hurt, you hold up the dead body of the kid and scream and cry about how I killed him, right? But then when you come into Israel and you fucking, like, invade, what is the first thing you do? Is it go after the military men who would have done the killing, right? No. You go after the women and the children and the people who are defenseless and the families that are in houses and fucking, you know, hide in a bush until, like I saw, there was an ambush where it was like a gated community and there was two dudes with machine guns, two fucking Hamas dudes or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And they ambushed the guy in the fucking guard room or whatever, like killed him. And then like one dude went into the bush and then one dude sat in the guard thing and then a car came up and when it stopped at the gate they popped out and fucking iced the people inside the car. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, I mean, you're just trying to destroy things. You're not going after a target. You're just going after life. You're going after people who disagree with you, and that's evil.
There was another one of them going into some small community, and the first thing they did was kill the family dog, and then offed a bunch of people and started setting the houses on fire.
I think that one of the worst atrocities created or done already is the fact that they had all those babies, you know, in cages, and then, you know, they roll in and they found, what was it, like 40, you know, babies.
Or the truck full of kids that they found where the kids were put in the pickup truck, like fenced in the back of the pickup truck, and they fucking burned them alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking infuriating. It's sickening.
It's disgusting that someone would do it. And then people like this guy, you know, like celebrating it on the street, laughing and waving flags and getting together and like trying to antagonize people. It's like, bro, when the kids in Gaza are laying dead on the concrete and their mothers screaming and crying in pain, I don't have the empathy that I should. I don't have the empathy that I should because of this.
Yeah, I mean, they're willing to do it. They did it first. I'm not saying it's justified on either side, but I mean, it just shows that they're fucking monsters, that they kidnap these kids, these babies, and then just fucking annihilate them. For what? How's that helping your cause? You're not, like you said, you're not going after fucking the government or military installations or soldiers. You're going after innocent civilians.
Yeah.
And I was talking about yesterday or the day before about the potential that it was a false flag operation, that, you know, like they let the attack happen. They knew it was coming somehow or whatever or another. And they, like, you know, for hours or however long the period of time was before they responded, let these people do what they were going to do. Like, let's say that's true. I'm not saying it's true, but like, let's say for a moment that that's true. No one forced these dudes to like do the atrocities that they did. This is what they did when they were given the opportunity. All that they did, if that were true, would be to open the door and let the people in and let them do what they wanted to do the whole fucking time, right? Just to show the world, like, hey, this is what these people are, and this is what they're about. Sorry we had to sacrifice a couple of people to show everybody, but now we're going to fucking take these people out. And the thing is, like, everyone's so mad at Israel for keeping the Gaza Strip essentially boxed in, right? It's like basically an open-air prison in effect because they're not allowed to do commerce outside of the Gaza Strip, so they're only allowed to trade with each other and blah, 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 blah. There's reasons why it's bad. People forget, though, Gaza shares a border with another country. It's not completely encompassed by Israel. It's got another border to the south. That border to the south is a country that has the same religious beliefs, right? They're an Islamic country that presumably would fight on the side of the Hamas people and fucking Gaza people and all that stuff, right? But they won't let them in either. Because they know that the Gaza people, because they don't believe in the exact same kind of fucking Sharia law or whatever it is, they would come into Egypt and they'd start murdering people there too. Because they know that they're fucking, like, it's a group of people like no one wants to deal with. Like, nobody wants these people to, like, in their country. They're like the elves of fucking Middle Earth. Like, nobody wants them.
Well, I'm kind of curious, how many people live in Gaza?
I said elves. I meant fucking dwarves. Sorry.
I think they said it was around 2 million or so because they were whining and bitching because Israel cut off, power, water. Yeah, and anything going in or out. So they're whining that 2 million plus are, suffering.
Well, think about it this way, though. 2 million plus people don't have the ability to produce their own food, water, or electricity. Like, maybe they could work on that instead of bombing people. I don't know.
Right? Try to better your community,
Mm-hmm.
You should try to be self-sufficient. No.
And how are all these people out on the street all the time? Like, how are all of these people standing around, like, celebrating and cheering? It's because they don't have jobs. They don't have bills. The government or whoever is paying for their shit so that they have all the time in the world to do whatever they want, cause problems for people, and yada, yada, yada. The second the government stops paying for their fucking food, their stomach's going to start hurting, so they're going to look for a purse to snatch. And it's only going to get worse from there.
From my understanding, this is one of the rallies here in America.
Cops give a damn about a Negro.
Well, so that
Pull the
means
trigger,
that their
kill
family
it.
works.
He's a hero. Wait, what?
So what that means is like that their family works and they just benefit off the money.
Well,
so they're able to do this.
Well, they get money from us.
Yeah, if you're an immigrant from a place like Giza into the United States, your shit's paid for like a decade. Like they give you a Visa card. I don't know how much money they give to these people, but it's a significant amount of money, monthly money. It's not like food stamp money where you can only spend it on certain things. It's money. They just give these dudes money, like set them up with an apartment, set them up with a community that they don't even need to learn English to live in, and there you go. 10 years later, they're supposed to be integrated, but they're not, and they never will be.
Nope. Why would they care to?
There was another pro-Palestine rally in Dearborn, Michigan tonight.
Like, I'd be a lot better off. I would agree with
is Gaza.
Yeah,
I would agree with a lot more immigration if we didn't have all these entitlement programs. Like, if you came to America on your own dime and received no benefits whatsoever when getting here, and paid taxes on, like, you're paying taxes and you're not getting any benefits for it because you're here legally, right? But, like, we'll just look the other way because whatever, you can't make money where you're from. It's better than where you're from, but you still got to pay our taxes and you still got to follow the fucking rules. I'd be okay with that. I'd be a lot better. I'd be a lot more okay with it than I am with the way things work. Let's say. Calhoun says, read my last chat. Y'all agree?
His last chat says style. I don't know if we agree or not.
You're welcome. Love you too. Calhoun says Gaza is self-administered, is it not? Yes, they have their own government in Gaza. They have their own elected officials and blah, blah, blah. And those elected officials completely planned and helped plan and supported this terrorist attack into fucking Israel. So, yeah, fuck them. Fuck that whole fucking country. Fuck all these people on the streets who think they know better. Like, but also fuck all the people on our side who were like, send Israel money and send Israel support and send Israel like material fucking shit and all that stuff. Like, I could see sending them food and water and medicine.
Yeah.
But again, like, they don't need anything else. They can take care of it themselves.
What pisses me off, and I don't understand how they're still in office, is the people like Rashid Tlaib and the others that are, actively supporting terrorism and terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people who voted them in supports the same thing.
Yeah, Tlaib was actually asked today 10 times in a row if she would disavow Hamas, and she was like dead silent for a good 5-minute walk.
Yeah, because she won't. She just won't, And
The
that's
real problem with her
I don't
is,
understand this, because like it would be very easy for her to be like, yeah, I do whatever, and then fucking just do whatever she does, Like it wouldn't make any difference in the world for her to lie about that.
Yeah, the real problem with Tlaib was it was her parents were giving refugee status into this country in the 1970s, which they were not refugees at that time. They were fake refugees. They should have never been given asylum into this nation. And because of that, that's why her piece of shit ass is now in this country.
Well,
Yeah.
remember, we got a lot of motherfuckers playing, our kindness, but, using, duping the system, going through certain loopholes and shit. That's how we got some of those type of people here.
Well, it's the same thing with Black Hawk Down situation. That's how that idiot Omar's over here now. Because she was one of the little kids that was brought over from Somalia back then.
Yeah.
I like this.
Need to be out of office immediately.
Daniel dropped in 5 and said they should have to be gainfully employed and paid double tax rate for 5 years to become citizens. Yeah, that makes sense, because then after that would be the equivalent of working for 10 years and paying taxes for 10 years. And now after 10 years, like, okay, you paid in enough to the system to where, like, if you like need some food stamps or fucking Medicaid or something, I guess like you can fucking apply for it. That
Or
makes
here's
sense.
one better. They have to enlist into our military for at least 4 years.
They already do that. That's already a thing.
Well, not many people know that's a
No.
thing, and I think there's a lot of people who don't do it.
No, that's seriously already a thing. There's like
What's not
hundreds of
being
thousands of
enforced?
people who become citizens of this country by serving the military.
I'm talking about like anyone that wants to come into our country.
Pretty much that's already how it works, Corey.
And it's not being enforced because I don't know.
Well, I mean,
don't-
you
I
can
don't
come
see it.
across and just be here, or you can join the military and serve our military for however many years it is, and then when you're done, you're a citizen. You're not a citizen if you just come across the border. But I guess the differences at this point are negligible, right? Like that's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calhoun says, I wouldn't feel bad if Israel decided to pull a Dresden bombing to Giza. My last chat, guess YouTube didn't like it though. What's Calhoun's last chat? Oh god. Oh god. Style. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I said. His last one was style.
Well, whatever. Can't figure that one out. Definitely not a Fed said. I say just send over a few Moabs on Giza and call it a day. I was thinking more like you just line up like a line of dudes across the entire like northern and eastern border, and then every 5 seconds everyone takes one step forward. And then pretty soon they're all pushed into Egypt or the ocean, whichever they choose.
Yeah, like 300.
How many people is it? Like 2 million? 1.5 million?
It's about 2 million, I think.
Could also be similar to that Game of Thrones episode with the Battle of the Bastards.
That too, yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of people. I think that what's the solution? What is a peaceful solution to this? It would be to like physically move those people somewhere else, right? Like now you're Afghanis, or now you're Iranis, or now you're Egyptian,
Now
or
you're
whatever.
Eastern Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
what
I
their
think-
end game is right now.
Probably you're right, actually, huh?
No, that is their end game. They've already admitted it. Israel has. They said they don't want to actually kill them. They just want to send them to European countries.
Well, that's going to destabilize everything, isn't it?
That's the entire point.
Like I said, it's going to get real interesting, but like I said, it's going to be bad for some of those other countries, especially in Europe and stuff. But us, we don't fuck around, so I'm kind of curious. A lot of idiots, they're going to pull some shit.
Like, if that happens now, it's going to take a year or two to sink in, though, and to actually, like, really start causing problems everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe less, though. Maybe it's like as soon as they get there, they're just causing problems everywhere. But I mean, there's so many goddamn Islamic countries. It's like any one of them could be like, yo, we'll take some refugees here. But none of them will do that. None of them will, because they know that, I forget what the, there's like an Islamic rule where they're trying to take over the world. So they would kind of silently work together on spreading the fucking religion through whatever means that they possibly can. I forget what it's called. Well, whatever. No requirement to join military to get citizenship, and even if you serve 4 years, still not getting citizenship. 6 years, and then maybe if they remember to send you the paperwork. So it's 6 years to get your fucking your shit now. That's what it is. Raw Feeding says, honest question, because I'm not educated on the subject. What do any of us care about war in another country that U.S. soldiers aren't involved in? That's a great question, Raw Feeding, and I don't have a good answer for you.
Yeah,
well,
I
it's a
don't.
problem.
That's the entire point.
No, I've said that too. And the funny thing is, the ones that went against me on that discussion, because let those two sort it out, ironically, was religious Christians, just because the Holy Land of that area and all that other stuff. But
the thing people don't even realize about this whole situation is Israel and Palestine hate us fucking all if we're Christians.
Yes, that's the whole fucking point.
And the Jews are pushing Christians out of Bethlehem right now too. So there's that.
I've seen videos and all the other stuff. I mean, I can't call myself a Christian no more. I mean, I'm probably old school where I grew up because I'm more like agnostic. But I see the people, you know how groups act and see how the players are involved and all that stuff. But remember, that's always gonna be a shit show anyway, because we got a lot of Jewish people here from this country that had a lot of strong ties where we have to get involved in that type of shit.
So I think the way to look at it is religious extremists of any kind are bad. So if you have Islamic religious extremists, they're terrorists and they're like chopping women's heads off and doing the things that they do, and that's bad. If you have Christian religious extremists, you got fucking, I don't know, examples of what we would
South
do.
Carolina
But
Baptist Church, KKK.
yeah,
all that
it's
stuff.
not cool. It's disgusting, and people don't like it. You got fucking, I mean, yeah, Jewish religious extremists. And what are they doing? They're fucking spitting on Christians and spitting, like they do these things where they call fucking people goyim, and that basically means cattle. If you're not a fucking Jew, you're a cattle, and like that's what people are to them. Like those are the religious extremists. Like those are the people who believe that kind of thing and like believe in their own superiority, and that's disgusting too. And I don't think any kind of extremism should be pushed forward or welcomed or accepted, especially in a fucking tolerant society, because it's like antithetical to tolerism. I made that word up.
The big difference is that when it comes to Islam and also the Jews crew for that matter, is it's the majority that are those people.
Calhoun says, how many? Fewer than the other day. Well,
I'm
it
trying to
was
remember
2
that
million, but Europe is already wrecked with Islamification. Sweden is like Aleppo. Yeah, it's getting bad, bro.
No, it's funny that you said that. And I'm like, 'cause I got a coworker. I mean, a supervisor. Oh yeah, no, he's doing stuff. I'm like, and he was going to retire and go over there. I'm like, well, he can't go there now, especially now because I know his military shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, they definitely want to put his head in the spike.
How far our Sweden is from their Viking roots?
No.
I mean, just think about how they just come from Vikings and they're just this now.
Well, I think what made the Vikings, right? Like, why are they all these like really tall, blonde hair, blue eyed, fucking like statues of men and whatever, you know? It's because when they would like invade the fucking town, they'd be like, damn, that blonde bitch is fucking hot. I'm taking her with me. And they would take like the hottest chicks back with them. And now you've got like these Swedish models, like they're the fucking hottest chicks in the world.
So you're saying they believe in genetics?
Well, I mean, that's how they got their genetics. I don't know whether they believe in them or not. They got their genetics because they were like, damn, that bitch is hot when they were fucking raiding the town and stole the goods and the booty and that booty. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that happens with a lot of cultures. That's the point I was trying to say. Like, oh yeah, if you're a hindrance, you're all that. Oh yeah, we gotta take you out. I mean, even the Romans, you know, people.
Yeah, like how many fucking Asians are related to Attila the Hun? It's like 10% or something. Like it's a ridiculously high amount of Asians are like some percentage Attila blood inside of them.
And also plus Genghis Khan, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's what I meant. Genghis Attila. Fuck me.
Okay. Mm.
Genghis. If you have one bad cop and 100 good cops, that won't stop them. You have 101 bad cops, right? Now you have 1,000 terrorists in a city of 2 million. Agreed. 100%. Dude, I've been saying this for a long time. Like, it's not just the Islamic terrorists committing acts of terror. It's the fact that a high percentage, it's something like 60% of people who believe in Islam are okay when a terrorist attack happens because it's part of their religion and they look at it as a good thing. Only like 35% of people are like, yeah, no, I don't like that. They should stop. So they're the minority. And in certain countries, like that minority is seen as too fucking liberal or whatever. And they're like, they would be killed along with us, you know?
Yep, there are certain
That's
sects.
why they don't
in
speak
their
out about
religion.
it.
90s Israel government fired 4 Hellfire missiles into a crowded market, claimed a Palestine leader was there, killed over 200. Leader wasn't there. They also bombed their own fucking ship. Or what was it? I forget. What was the deal? There was some ship, or like they fired on our ship, or I forget what it was.
It was
Yeah,
Bay
they
of
attacked
Pigs in
American
Vietnam.
ships. Yeah.
Elaborate.
The Bay of Pigs in Vietnam. It was us firing on ourselves, but we didn't know it at the time because I guess somebody had shot. I think it was inadvertently, but then it turned out it was actually for real, and it was to get us involved in Vietnam because otherwise we wouldn't have been in that conflict.
No, it's this, the USS Liberty. They attacked the USS Liberty, and like they were flying the flag, and after the flag went up, they kept shooting, and then like covered it up or something. I forget what the story was. Yeah, it definitely wasn't Bay of Pigs. It was something different. Meant to say radical Islamic goat fuckers. It's true. Definitely meant to say it like that. Yeah, bro, some of this shit's disgusting though. Like the truck full of fucking burned alive children. Did you guys see that? I don't even want to show it.
No.
No, man. The only thing I saw was people shooting up a dog and light some houses on fire. Surprisingly.
No,
Yeah,
I
I don't
didn't see that, but I did hear about the children being beheaded and stuff.
Well, there's reports of that. There hasn't been any fucking video that I've seen or pictures that I've seen, but I don't think that's the kind of thing that you would see pictures of, right?
There
Yeah,
was
I don't
also
care
a
to see those
couple
pictures.
who took a barrage of bullets to save their 10-month-old twins. The twins survived miraculously.
Oh yeah, I also saw a lot of girls get abducted.
Oh,
See,
that
and
Shanti
so
Locke
they
chick,
want
the
to
German
claim
that
a
they claim was
moral
dead.
equivalency between the kids that died, and they're like, oh well, only this many kids died when we attacked Israel, and how many kids died when they attacked Giza, like a whole fuck ton, right? So they want to claim like, oh well, those lives are equivalent. But when one side is direct, and I've said this 100 times now, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but I'm going to do it anyway. When one side's directly attacking the children and the women and the defenseless, and the other side is having to try not to attack them to kill the bad guy. Like, you see what's going on, and it's obvious to anyone with fucking 2 brain cells to rub together what's going on. So Syria girl was pissing me off.
That Shanti Locke chick that they said was killed, the German woman that was at the festival, supposedly her mom claims she's alive now, so who knows what the propaganda is there.
I heard that, but I was looking at another thing that showed the tattoo on her leg versus the tattoo of the girl in the back. It's the same fucking chick in the back of that truck.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
So
like so
fog
much
of war, like that could
misinformation
just
going
be.
around there. So
I'm just saying, like fog of war, like that just came out like hours ago. Like I don't think that's confirmed yet. Anyway, let's listen to this guy for a second.
And I think it's despicable what they're protesting for and what you're protesting for. And the fact that you can't condemn women and children and elderly people being murdered in the streets.
What about it?
Do you condemn it?
I already said.
Why can't you say yes?
Because I already gave you my answer.
You didn't give an answer. And I think anybody who would watch this would understand what your actual
3 people
position
that are
is
going to
here.
watch your bullshit video, Russell.
So the ironic thing is he's like, oh, all 3 people are going to watch your bullshit video, huh? Well, this shit went viral. This guy's a Colorado state rep who is leading a fucking protest, a pro-Palestine, anti-Israel protest at the fucking Capitol.
Yeah,
and he's a piece of shit, dude.
His
Fuck
name
that
is
guy.
Tim Hernandez. He's one of the Democrat Socialists of America that got into office.
In what state?
Colorado.
State rep.
Those are like cops or security guards with them right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that over at Israel?
So there's this person online saying, it's Syria girl, if you know who that is. She was saying like, oh well, these people, they were just accidentally caught in the crossfire between the insurgents or whatever she called them. She didn't call them that, and the police, and that's why. And I'm like, bitch, 260 fucking people are dead. They were the target. They were the fucking target. And you're a lying piece of shit. Like, there's so many people who are lying about what's going on right now. It's ridiculous. It's very transparent if you take 2 seconds to fucking figure out what's going on with a particular situation.
Lucky he didn't have an ND at that point.
Oh, we already got that one.
Let me see what a gun is pointing.
No, I guess that's the whole video. Whatever. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm pretty tired of that, to be honest. But I will go back to, it is the best example of why we need the Second Amendment that I have seen in the world in my entire life. And anytime anyone's like, why do you need a second AR-15 with 30-round magazines? I'm going to be like, in case Hamas fucking sails in on parasails and lands in the fucking front yard. And you're going to have a valid fucking argument.
Yep.
Oh, I'll do this one real quick, too. This is a climate change map. They're like, if we don't change our ways right now, this is what the world's going to look like. This is going to be America. And if you look right here, there's a giant lake where Denver is, sitting at 5,280 feet currently. And there's other areas like Iowa, which is completely dry, that sits at like 1,000 feet. So like this map, first of all, doesn't make sense unless Denver fucking sinks like, 4,900 feet or something like that. But yeah, stupid bitches.
Oh,
look,
climate change is so bad, but yet all these millionaires and billionaires are buying oceanfront properties.
Yeah, and look at all these extra islands down here. Like, what is all this about?
So it looks like I'm drowning in that area.
Wait,
Yeah,
no
like-
California? Oh,
Yeah, California's gone, man. It's
no.
Nevada now.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
Florida? No.
Darn it.
No more
Nevada
Disney
Bay.
World and Disneyland.
I mean, certain parts are still there, though.
Daniel says, I think that's supposed to be a glacier. If climate deniers get their way, the Arctic ice will melt and sea levels will rise to levels not seen in 65 million years ago.
Climate change is just one of the biggest fucking scams that this world is trying to blow.
Climate change.
Colorado, at least the front range of Colorado at one point was at the bottom of an ocean. But I think you got to go back like 150 million years or something, like a ridiculous amount of time ago for that to actually be true. Oh, it's echoing because I forgot to do the thing. Sorry about that, everybody.
What's that?
Sounds like Reverend Bob speaking. All right, guys. Well, hey, it's been an hour 55. Kids have school in the morning. I've got shit to clean up and dishes to do, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I do appreciate everyone for being here tonight. It's been a fun show. Always good talking to you about guns and stuff, even if we don't stay on that subject the whole time. Mm-hmm. We will be back next Sunday. Jesus. Yeah, I'll be back next Sunday for the Gay Frog Chat, and that'll be the next time you guys see me because I got to do my fucking my stint in purgatory, my 4 days in hell in a row. So that'll be fun. But
yay.
You know, the bill man cometh, so thou must maketh the bill. Anyway, we will see you guys next time. I hope you all have a good evening. Hope everybody out there is doing fantastic, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Penis.
Later.